Hi, this is Shane Starr. Today's video is sort of about a book I'm reading, but it goes deeper than that. The book I am reading is called Me But Better: The Science and Promise of Personality Change by Olga Khazan. And in it, she discusses Big Five traits and how after taking a Big Five test, she worked on different personality traits to get better. And that reminded me about the whole purpose of typology altogether. And I'm going to hit on a number of little items. I don't have any notes or anything like that to guide my discussion, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to say here. And it starts with a question. What is the purpose of all this? Why do we care about personality theory? Why are we interested in it? And what is the benefit of it? So, to my mind, I think the benefit of it is that the better we understand ourselves, the more we will be able to identify our strong points, our weak points, and our midway points that we can focus on to improve ourselves. And therein lies the problem, because most MBTI and most socionists, I would say not most, pretty much all of them, they would all say that your personality type is fixed, it can't change. We're not going to argue about that here. But when we're talking about cognitive function stacks and not changing, if they don't change, can they be improved? And this is where, I've done videos in the past saying, your 4-dimensional and 3-dimensional functions don't really need to be improved. We use them, we're good at them anyway. And our 1-dimensional functions aren't going to be that good no matter what we do with them. So the key value is in those 2-dimensional functions. That's where you're not an A student or a failing student. You're sort of a C student. So in MBTI, that would be our third function mostly, and that's the mobilizing 6th function in socionics. And there's some arguments about getting a little bit of help with the suggestive or 4th function in MBTI, or the role function or the 8th function in MBTI. But for the sake of this, let's just focus on the mobilizing. Now, the thing is, there are plenty of people out there who I admire and respect who think that project is a waste of time. They say you can't improve your function use. And my question and criticism and challenge to them is, if we cannot improve our use of a particular function, then what the hell are we doing? Why do we even do this? You might as well just say, you can't improve your height or your age or something like that. I mean, if it's that fixed where you can't even improve yourself, I mean, to my mind, what a limiting and stale and static way to look at things. If we can't improve our cognitive function use, then what's the point of even knowing about it? I would say that you can improve it, and I've made videos about that. Now, to expand on this, I would say there are personality theories, popular ones, that don't even use the cognitive functions. I know among specialists, nobody likes the 16 personalities theory, but they do go by the Big Five theory, which is to this date the only scientific theory that is recognized by professionals in the field, and they don't use cognitive functions. And like the author of this book, they claim that we can fix those things and improve things. Like if you're low in agreeableness, for instance, you can work on that and later on get a better score and be actually more agreeable through effort and practice. That's the scientific side. Now, going on the spiritual, emotional side, you have the Enneagram. it doesn't use the cognitive functions either. And there are ways in that system in which one can improve themselves. I would like to see Socionics and MBTI adopt both of those practices used on the scientific method on the one side with the Big Five and the spiritual side with the Enneagram. Why can't the MBTI and Socionics practitioners also focus on a personal improvement method and practice in order to help people get the most out of themselves? For whatever reason, they're not doing it, and they prefer to say personality is fixed, and out of those people, most of them would even say that it can't even be improved. Now, to be fair to them, they'll say, oh, well, you can improve yourself, just not the functions. And it's like, what do the functions cover then? You know, if you can't improve your functions, what material in a personality is left to improve? That is an open question. So anyway, to summarize my point, it is that I personally believe we can work on things that need improvement in ourselves, and that with dedication, knowledge, and practice, we can indeed improve ourselves. And if you come from a theory where you don't have room for that, then it's not really a theory that I want to be a part of. That's all I have for today. Have a good one, you guys. Peace out.